If you've been around my channel for a little while, you know a little thing about me. I hate gel pens. I don't like gel ink. However, have I finally found the refill that's going to break the ice of my cold, cold heart toward gel ink. Welcome back to Stormin Norman Says. I'm Stormin Norman. That must mean I have some things to say. So, like I said, you've been watching my channel for a while. You know my rants about field notes are legendary. Maybe. But also my rants about gel ink and how I don't like gel pens. Something about them. And then I mentioned previously that I might be coming around because I realize now that the sizing, the nib sizing on gel pens is different from ballpoint. I was trying to buy gel pens that were the same nib size as the ballpoints that I like to use, which doesn't translate because I like to use 1.0 for my ballpoints because I'm getting old and these things here don't work like they used to. And you can't do that for gel. They put too much ink, or in my opinion, they put too much ink on the page when you try to translate too. So you have to scale back. A finer nib on a gel pen will equal a bigger nib on a ballpoint, which is what I have come to understand. You might think I'm completely wrong. But story time. It's story time. So, I don't know if it was about a month ago. I was cleaning in the other room, out that door and to the left, bunch of stuff that I had in there. Whenever I got married in 2019, we moved into a little tiny house. I didn't have room to take all my stuff, so some of it got shoved in that room back there. So I was cleaning it out about a month ago, and I found the old packaging for the first Parker Jotter I bought, which was this bad boy right here. A stainless steel top and the plastic black barrel. This was the first Parker Jotter I bought probably 10 years ago. Give or take. About 10 years ago I bought this pen because I wanted a nice pen, something nicer than like, you know, plastic thing that you buy at Walmart. I wanted a nice pen with metal on it, and back then I didn't know a whole lot about fancy pens and stuff like that. And so I heard of the Parker Jotter because, you know, who hasn't? So I think I bought it at Walmart or something. I bought it in a store somewhere. I don't remember, but the reason this comes into play is, so I opened the pen out and I'm like, cool, started using it, and there was a extra refill in the package. So I'm like, well, I'm going to keep this package and leave the refill, you know, in the blister packaging. Well, somehow it ended up I didn't even think about it anymore. Like, I completely forgot about the packaging. And it got shoved in a drawer back there in that room, like I was saying. And I was cleaning it about a month ago, and I found that packaging, and I'm looking at the refill. I'm like, this is a gel refill. I thought it was like an extra ballpoint refill, but it's not. It was a gel refill. So I'm like, well, I'm going to try this out, see if it still works. It's been sitting in the packaging for 10 years. Surely it don't work anymore, right? But it did. It did work. And I took it out and I put it in a couple different pens. But right now I have it in this Zebra, which is like a Parker knockoff from Zebra. And it's sticky for some reason. I don't know why it's sticky, but I don't like to touch it. At least I don't like to touch the barrel part of it. My camera's not going to focus on this. I think it's a 0.7 Parker gel. I see a 7 on there, so I'm assuming it's a 0.7. But this thing, at first I started using it, I'm like, it's alright. So I kind of like that. It's like different from most gel pens I've used. I'm like, it's all right. And then the more I got to using it, the more I'm like, I kind of like this thing. Like I find myself grabbing it more often than not when I want to do some writing. But y'all check out how smooth this thing writes. Sorry for the terrible lighting. I don't know what it is about it. It's just like the perfect size or something. Like it's not too fine. Like, what's this one? Where's the one I had yesterday? This G2 that I stole from work, found. I found it at work. Is a .38, this G2. And it's okay. I like it. A little scratchy. A little thin, a little thinner than I like. So yesterday I was at the Dollar General, as I am every Wednesday, buying my supplies for the week, and they had some G2s in there, 0.7s. So I bought a pack of them, and I like these. They're obviously thicker than the .3 whatevers. So I dig these. These are okay. I like them. And that subscriber that I'd mentioned had sent me the Sharpie S Gel with a modded refill in it. I love that thing too. It's in my journal. I use it to write in my journal with it. But man, this Parker refill, I'm about to get on Amazon and buy me some more of them. I kind of dig it. I hope they still make them the way they did 10 years ago. But so far as my gel experience goes, like the pens I just talked about, the G2 with the .7, I like it. Like, I don't love it, but I like it. The Sharpie S Gel, like that a whole lot. That's why it's in my journal. I write with it. But this thing, I don't know what it is, man. It's just like the right thickness, the right amount of ink coming out of it. Because I told y'all, and in this thing I just wrote for y'all on the camera, like I wrote big, but normally I don't write that big. I just did that so y'all see it. Usually I write small. And when you write small, and I don't tend to pick up my pen often between letters, if there's a bunch of ink coming out of it, it causes the letters to kind of pull together. So that bothers me about ink pens and roller balls. We're still on the roller ball journey. We'll find the right roller ball once we've conquered gel pens. But the Parker gel refill is the bomb shiggity, son. I dig it. And the way it dries, it's almost like it dries matte. Like a matte black. Now, that's probably just my imagination, but that's what I like to believe. So, I'm coming around. I'm coming around on gel pens. Maybe I will learn to love them as much as I love ballpoints. Roller balls, we'll talk about that later. Ring binders, we'll talk about that later. I'm willing to give ring binders a try. The more I see that plotter, like, I can't justify spending that much money for it. But if I can get a cheap alternative, I saw a cheap alternative the other day. I can't remember what it was called. Ray J or something like that. Ray May. I don't remember what it was called. I was watching a video on YouTube about it. And it was like less than $100. So I'm like, if I'm going to experiment with ring binders, like that are similar to plotter, like, I'm going to have to find like a budget option, because I ain't going to dump $100 and something on a ring binder then to end up hating it. But I'm willing to give it a try. You know, I was willing to give gel pens a try, and now I'm coming around. I'm not saying they're going to topple ballpoints off the throne or anything. And like fountain pens are like, that's a category all by itself. But I'm coming around on it. See what other things we might come around on. Anyway, coming up, I don't know when, maybe tomorrow, the first of my Bible related videos will be coming out. I'm putting out one once a month, and we're going to start off tomorrow with my testimony and background before we dive into any kind of questions or topics. So I guess I need to next week, maybe Monday, because I told y'all I was going to do a Ask Me Anything in the next Ramblethon. So I guess maybe Monday I will put up a video to collect questions, if y'all have any, that we can answer in the Ramblethon. Anyway, I gotta take a shower, shave my head. Really don't like shaving my head, but it's the thing that has to be done. I've been Stormin' Norman. I've said things. Y'all have a good evening.